Hello beauties and happy new year. Hope you're doing well and in high spirits as much as can possibly be. We're going to go ahead and take a look at specifically the month of January 2025, see what the overall energy is for this collective, or if this is your first time seeing us, welcome. Either way, it's a small group, so it'll be really nice and targeted energies here. As always, do only take what resonates. If something is negative or confusing, we have this in these exact cards came out in our TikTok reading for the week ahead today, which was from a totally different deck, the Star with the Nine of Swords reversed. Beautiful energies right off the bat, okay? Only take what resonates. If something is negative or confusing, that's a good sign it's not your message. You can always email frequencyoftheheart@gmail.com for personal reading inquiries. Don't make anything fit. Alright, let's go ahead and see. This is timeless as well, even though it's focused on January. If you ever felt called to listen back, there's always a reason. Some readings boost our energy, or they give us some kind of a perspective that is valuable. Alright. Tuning in, clear and concise, high vibrational, truthful, accurate messages, please, for the month of January. Oof. I'm getting a lot of hidden blessings right away, hidden movement right away, okay? Nice. This is the feeling that there was something you thought you were going to have to achieve or do in a particular manner or way before, and it turns out that you don't have to. It's like the divine steps in and moves you or closes something up for you in a way that you don't have to do the thing how you originally thought. You could have thought, like, as an example, doesn't have to be this exactly. You're like, you know what? I need to start a new business from the ground up, or I need to try a new project, a new passion. I need to start by moving here or doing this thing. And you kind of had it in your head that in order to get this result, you'll have to do this thing this way. And it's kind of, even though you were looking at for a fresh energy, it's still kind of in the realm of what you know, like how you know to do something. There's also, I'm hearing like a lot of groundwork involved in that, okay? However, it's like suddenly and unexpectedly. And this particular message, it may not take place entirely in January. It could be a little bit further out as well, but that energy is culminating or cultivating in January. Also, January 21st is sticking out as a very significant date. But however it is, it's like suddenly you are moved out and away from that mindset altogether. Okay? This is actually something you have been cultivating as well. But this could look like a sudden physical move. It could look like suddenly having an epiphany where everything clicks for you and changes, and you're not even on the same path in a sense that you thought you would be. It could be that suddenly those past blueprints, issues, ways of looking at things, just they dissipate. The whole world itself changes kind of all at once type of a feeling. It could really come in so many different ways, okay? But this is the completion of a cycle. This could also be that you suddenly get proposed to or married, or this incredible job opportunity. Like you suddenly have this, and somehow it changes the energy alignment to that thing, and the way that affects you. It changes how you were originally thinking of doing and looking at doing something, okay? With that, even though it didn't come out in our shuffle, with the Star and the Nine of Swords showing up as well reversed, it indicates there's less stress, all right? In January, in this next week, there's a relief from anxiety and worry and stress quite heavily, replaced by the Star. I want you to also notice the Star and the World, they're in the nude, which is the feeling of release, relieving, like stripping down. And this is something we've been working on collectively for a while. The purge, the release, the stripping down, the letting go of all of those fears, all of those superficial, negative, survival, fear-based mentalities that are no longer in service to us. They're just clouding us up. They're not actually helping us, right? So we've been in that purge process. And when you see this kind of energy as well as the Star, it's like you are meeting some kind of a head with that. You know, you're finally something's coming to a head. It doesn't mean it's the final, head, there will be more, but it's finally surfacing. There's this release, there's this relief, there's this authenticity. Okay, I'm also getting some communication blocks on the bottom of the deck here. So let's keep going through. Whoops, sorry. For the month of January, your angels, a lot of freedom. I'm hearing freedom fighter. Some of you have fought a lifetime for freedom, actually. Oh my gosh, this is so nice, guys. So it came out, the Nine of Swords in reverse. This makes me so happy. Again, I just have to emphasize this came out from an entirely different deck in the TikTok reading we did today for the week ahead. It came out right away, as you saw here, and now it's fully on the table. So this is such a nice energy to see. Nine of Swords is such a stress. It is the card of stress, of being an insomniac because you're just in your head, you're overwhelmed, you're feeling attacked. It's that energy of worry, you know, it's that energy of just freaking out about endings too, because it's a 9, you know, just feeling like, you know, just burdened. Seeing it reversed is chef's kiss, gorgeous. I feel so much excitement from seeing this. This is even overcoming the addiction to worry and stress. Okay, some people are really addicted to worry, addicted to stress. It's overcoming the outside world affecting you this way. All the things that we said Nine of Swords represents, seeing it reversed, at least for the way that we read, reverse it all. Make it the opposite. Not you know, a calm mind, calm spirit, feeling more relaxed, having more room to feel relaxed. You're not, my heart is like, feels bruisey when saying this. So this could be such a healing thing for your heart space too, to have this room, to not be so worried. Okay. Whatever is happening too, I feel like with this world energy, it's like it's providing security. So there's some kind of a commitment, like you see this circle here, it's like it's a commitment, or it's a security, or it's a sureness or a certainty. It's like something happens that it really puts you in this safe circle. Like you're like, okay, I'm secure. In some way I'm secure. And that's a big part of why this is just dissipating, and more certainty is just coming into your world via January. Okay, I love this so much. And for some of you too, it's just you've learned how to manage. You've learned how to not do the whole stress response, addictive stress response thing every time, and worry thing every time. That's something you've taught yourself, and your worldview could really be shifting based on that as well. Okay, what else is going on in January for you? Sorry about the glare on these, by the way. You can't really totally see, but all right. What else is here coming through in January for you? Oh my gosh, more relief and more balance too. Notice how this Two of Pentacles reversed, which is kind of, for me, I'm seeing that as like, you know, juggling, having a lot of different responsibilities, maybe between two, like worry that you still have to invest in something you've been trying to move out of, like it's This can be all kinds of situations of juggling, maybe even having, because I'm hearing like about debts and bills and like having a lot to pay out. It's falling out on the kyanite, and kyanite is big for balance. It's big for aligning all of the chakras. It doesn't retain negative energy. So there's some kind of balance or alignment, okay, where something has been out of balance, where you've been overburdened. Again, there's a relief here of stress, of being overworked. I'm overburdened. I'm so excited for this energy. This is gorgeous. Okay, what is this guy? This one's hiding. Oof, I love it. The Queen of Wands is hiding. So this is something that maybe you don't fully see or recognize. You could not recognize this, like I'm getting the word self-actualization. So you could not be realizing this about your own self in January, that you are quite attractive, that you're appearing very independent, or you're having more independent thought. You could not somehow realize that entrepreneurship suits you, or that it's working out for you somehow, or that you're, you know, in the process of making that happen. You could not realize something about your own beauty, or that you're going through a glow up, a makeover of some kind, that you are doing a healing process, that you've gotten so much better at prioritizing your own happiness. Okay, this could also be a feminine fire sign that you don't expect, but if so, it's very positive. It's positive energy. So this is just something we're not totally seeing. It looks amazing. It is very independent. It's also somebody who really stands on their own ground. You could have a familiar or a spirit animal here that is also really working with you on your craft in a sense. This could also be like, you don't consider yourself a magic worker. You don't consider yourself to be connected to anything magic, you know, but you are magical naturally, and your connection to nature, just to even the physical realm, the way you do it has this sort of magical essence to it. Okay, lots in January. Nice. This is gorgeous. I did not expect such beautiful energy and alignment in January, but wow, it's incredible. It looks so nice, you guys. Oh, this is so pretty. Okay. There has been, and this is before January, before now, this is previously, it's been ongoing. There's been this, I'm still holding on to this past passion, this past thing, this past worldview. I'm still holding it sometimes and not fully embracing the new. Or I'm still stuck between these two poles, these two desires, okay? And one, I've already tried and it's not really worked for me. You know, it's been like a settling energy. It hasn't really been fully happy. It's kind of been unknown. But sometimes, you know, your intuition was pulling you back to it, or there was some kind of shadow work even that was naturally carried with that. There was some kind of shadow in that you were craving. I'm hearing addiction or hunger for even. But when we see the Six of Swords upright, what we're seeing with that is moving into more peace, peaceful waters, calmer waters. Your mind is more calm about this. There's a settling energy. There's a moving on energy. This could be foreign affairs. It could be traveling over water, but it's smooth. It's smooth sailing. It's calm energy. And your intuition, look at, like your intuition is kicking in and showing you like, yes, there's a draw out sometimes to that past thing, even if it hasn't been the happiest or the most clear. But that's also because there's a lot of shadow and past and depth in that we're learning and collecting from. But if you look to that future movement, that future forwards energy, and J for January, let's just say before, and then January, you could see how bright and light it is right here, how it's so smooth and calm and perfect. It's just like very light. It's very I don't know how to say it. It's just, there's not so dense, it's not so heavy. It's really clearing up for you, okay? And your intuition is showing you that, it's letting you know that. Now remember, our happiness or our state of being isn't dependent on our external circumstances, right? And that's another thing we've been learning a lot of, is that it's definitely our state of our inside in a sense, and the outside kind of can reflect or support that, or it cannot. But it doesn't mean that we're doing something wrong if it doesn't. It's just the ebbs and the flows of life, and building that secureness within yourself is huge here. I feel like communication with the astral, or with, sorry, the Akashic, you know, with your own being, your own self, this communication here is really important. This is also you getting a lot of intuitive hits for a long time. This is, you're not new, you know, to intuitive hits, to understanding, but there's definitely a reason, you know, why you've entertained this. It's not by accident, this past stuff, or not been able to let it go. There's a huge purpose for that, but there's also like a draw that's been there before, maybe out of, like, you've been analyzing, like, out of what reasons do I have the draw? Like, what is my intention? Because is it lack, you know, is it shadow, is it addiction, is it just because it's what I've always known? Like, what is it that draws me backwards, back to that? Like, what is it that pulls me backwards? And so I feel also that there's a recalibration to what you're being magnetized to, and you're not fully aware of it yet. Same, this Queen of Wands that you're not fully aware you'll be embodying, she's looking forwards. Sorry, you guys still can't really see the images, but she's looking forwards to the future. You know, she's looking forwards to the brighter happiness here. And the High Priestess still has a little bit of a look backwards, you know, she's still kind of like, but she sits center stage. So This is just more peace. I also feel there's more peace with communication. All this blue, this throat chakra energy, third eye, it's like what you are communicating with yourself. Maybe you're journaling again, or, you know, connecting somehow, but there's more peace, there's more communication, there's more solidity and smoothness with your emotions as well. There's some kind of emotional turmoil it's ceasing. It's being a lot more, it's just calmer, okay? It's calmer. I don't feel like you're relying on that next little fix to get you by the next wave. It's like something that's more sustained, that's more even for the long term, okay? And this could be also that you're finding some kind of community, some kind of group, or more celebratory energies. It's not so solo, and that's also helping to even things out for you, okay? That group energy, that group setting. Okay, I'm also hearing this message for you. Will try everything they can to get you to focus elsewhere, but like, you know what's important, you know what to focus on, and you don't need to, we're past this point of like, oh, I have to beat myself up if I'm not perfect. No, it's not this, but there is that secondary message coming through too, okay? Let's get some more from here, and I really feel drawn to the Everyday Witch deck, a little mini deck here too. What else for January? And think, oh wow, that was a lot. Ooh, golly gee. Okay, so a lot of these cards were already showing through, so that's just confirmation to see them coming. It does look like you're starting the year out recovering some kind of loss financially or with your work. So something that would equate to finances. So it may not be like direct cash money, but like your work can be connected to money, right? So there's some kind of justice coming through connected to your work. This is something I feel, this is like legal favor. It could be something owed to you. It could be something even motivating you to get more balance in your life, or to even out legalities somehow. Justice can also be connected to truth. Libran energy, but whatever this is, it's helping not only your physical and financial recovery, but it's also helping your self-worth. It could even be you're allowing yourself to have more stability and power because you've moved through some of those self-worth or even like abandonment wounds, issues, okay? Things like this. This is how you're starting the year out. This could be something you've already been feeling or focused on, you know, the months prior, the weeks prior, but we do see this starting out in January. Now, it didn't come out first thing, so I'm going to say it's not the number one energy, but because justice is a major arcana, it would indicate that it's still quite a big and uninterceptable, I don't think that's a word, but energy. It's something that can't really be intercepted. It's here. Anytime we see these major arcanas, it's like they're universal forces that can't be interrupted. Like we had the world out. So for some of you, we're understating how big this is, but I don't want to, you know, hype it up too much. For some of you, this is like really a big time win. It's a big time change for you that really boosts everything in your life. Like it really, really boosts, okay? There is this feeling of celebration, but it's your version of celebration, okay? And it's not just odds and ends or scraps. It's something bigger. It's something more sustained. This is something you are like sustaining. It's not just a quick fix, okay? You could be going off of some kind of like a social media thing here with the Page of Cups in reverse too, but I feel that that actually is helping you. All right, it's opening up horizons. It's pushing you into some direction here. You have more ability to navigate. You have more ability to consider the new, to consider what's exciting. When I see that Three of Wands, it's like, what do I want to explore? What do I want to do? Where do I want to go? I have all these options. Like, what do I feel? And they're all happy. It's all exciting. The Knight of Pentacles is kind of a slow moving energy, but it's one that you can count on. It's one that you can rely on. All right. So this is a little more like nitty gritty, kind of deep into it, but can you just give me one more about that Knight of Pentacles for them in January? Please and thank you. I'm hearing them say fighting for something that's already on its way to you, or that's already coming. They're fighting for something that you can't control the timing of. Okay, for some of you, that's what that's about. And it could be connected to a physical opportunity, like money or something like this. Maybe you've been fighting like your mind or people or what you speak somehow. Maybe there's been like defensiveness or triggers about this, because it's like, you know, you belong with this, or this belongs with you somehow, but it hasn't shown before, it hasn't shown up. And so you've been full of doubt, because you're like, I know it's for me, but it's not here. So I must be doing something wrong. So then we're extra sensitive to ourselves, to the world, to everything, to every perceived failure. You know, it's that vibe here. You do have Two of Cups in reverse, okay? This is a very this is deep in the layers. So again, it's not an upfront vibe. Two of Cups reversed. Why? Why is that showing up in January? Please and thank you. Okay, what I feel like is that there's some kind of a relationship that you have that's been really hard for you to walk away from. Like, it's something that you are very spiritually, emotionally invested in. So this could be like with a parent, a sibling. It could be with an ex as well, or it could be with a current partner. But I feel for some of you, it's not just like a romantic relationship. Like it's kind of a defining relationship. But wherever it stands, it's like something you haven't been able to fully let go of emotionally, or walk on from emotionally. And you feel sometimes like this blocks you. Like it blocks you from your monies, or your harvest, or your full independent success, reaping those rewards, like that full financial happiness. Like you could feel like this is a blocker. That energy could, you know, be on your mind. Very secondary, third, fourth, like layers, you know, lightly in January. That could just be on your mind somehow. Like, what am I still not walking away from here? What am I still not seeing? Or this still feels like it's blocking me somehow. Could be some kind of dependency. Okay. Should've, would've, could've. There could be some like should've, would've, could've vibes with this that holds you back a bit. I'm hearing limerence for some of you. That's not for everybody. Take it where you know for sure that it's you. There could be like a mix up here too, where you're feeling somebody else's feelings, but they're not yours. There could literally be a masculine fire sign, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo involved with this for some of you, but this can have to do with like control and leadership as well, and how much control you feel, you know, you had or didn't have over a person or situation as well. I'm hearing your guides say some things just have to run their natural course. Like it's over when it's over, when the cow sings or something, the cow comes home. I don't know what that means, but it's kind of the feeling of like, you don't always have the total say, right? This could also be very domineering or dominant energy. Could literally be the name, like Dominique or something, but this is just something that it's like it hinders. Whether it hinders your worth, or you feel that it hinders, rather. You feel that it hinders something for you. Any advice connected to that? Please and thank you. Go into your fears. Travel through them. And some of you are like, I don't know how. Start with a pen and paper. Seriously, it's one of the easiest ways to connect with yourself. But if you have another method, please, great, go for it. But it's like, go into your fears, your restrictions, in any way you can, connected to that person or that situation, or even those feelings of like, this connection or this past person or connection holds me back somehow, or I feel held back, or I don't feel like I could stand up in all my glory. Like it feels like it interrupts my happiness somehow, or interrupts my truth or my clarity. Write about it, talk about it, Okay, get into this with yourself however you can. It will really help you with this. Now, this is not going to stop anything else going on here. Everything else is moving forwards. That's fine. But I do feel like you have an opportunity to work with this energy. It's really malleable. It's really soft in January. It's really flexible, which is a great thing to see if you are wanting to do any kind of shadow works. Okay, and it could also be part of what still sometimes pulls you back to the past, that past addiction we were talking about, or that thing you have a hard time letting go of sometimes, even though it's not really happy for you. That could be connected, even if you don't see how it's connected. All right, sometimes even it could be like, and this is not for everybody, it's a hypothetical, but it's like, you know what, I want to be a musician who's very successful because I want to impress my parents. And you would never actually say that or think that, but if you put it down to its root level, it is that. And so you're still trying to prove something to a parent. You know, it could be like this, or there's still a dependency on a parent. And you're having a hard time emotionally releasing because you feel like a child in some way still. You know, it could be something like this, all right, at its root. Another thing we're seeing is fighting to be heard. There could be an air sign in your life, masculine, who's fighting, standing their ground. Somebody who's fighting as well to communicate or to be heard. And it's a slow process, but it's an honorable one. I feel like the Seven of Wands is honorable. It's like standing up for ourselves, fighting for ourselves, fighting for a position that we want to have in life, okay? There is an opportunity as well with the full moon in January to release, and just in general, to release some of these hidden subconscious programs that do kind of run who we are and how we are, right? If we don't see it, it sees us. Like if we don't see it, how would I say? If we don't handle it, it handles us. All right. Guys, just because I feel drawn to that little witch deck, we are going to do one more pull on January, just briefly, and then we'll close up. So let's see if there's anything else here that angels, your spirit guides want to talk about in January. January 2025, for who is watching, please and thank you. The Hermit, number 9. You could be alone. You could be hanging out with yourself. You could be cultivating your own magics here, connecting with yourself here. Could be very night owl. I don't think this is new. I think you've already been here, but you could be continuing that in January a bit. Totally. Okay. You could be working more on meditation, mindset, manifestation type of vibes. You could be resting more. Your spirit could be calling you to rest. Okay. I feel like this is cultivating magics. You got that little black cat there, an owl, the forest, fire, the energy of cleansing, balance. Okay, all of that showing through here. There could be something about you're not as clean, or you're a little messier, especially in the beginning of January, because you're just focused on yourself. It's just, you can't be bothered right then. You also look like you are unmasking a bit. Maybe you are putting down the image and doing more of that like connection without advertising, you know, the connection somehow, or sharing it. Okay, anything else that wants to be said about January? Yep, there's the Knight of Pentacles again. Some of you are really working on manifesting an opportunity or money, or like a physical place of living that's more solid. You could be healing masculine stuff to do this. All right. Could be dealing with Scorpio or earth signs here as well. Nice confirmation with the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So less juggling, less responsibility, some kind of clarity. Death is interesting. It didn't come out in your first poll, but I get, again, this feeling that one route will be made very clear to you, okay? This could be a literal death, but I don't want you guys to worry, all right? There could be some kind of a cord that's ready to be cut, as you can see in this image, that's just, it's not authentic anymore, or it's not needed anymore. This can also be that scorpionic transformational vibe, ending of situations into new. But I feel like the new is really positive. There's a lot of gold gleaming behind that door, behind the new energy. I feel it's another perspective on the World card as well. Funny, you've got Justice reversed with this particular deck. I thought that said wait. Interesting. And then you've got the Four of Swords reversed. This is interesting because it could say, you know, you've been previously kept awake, kept out of rest, out of reflection, out of meditation, over feeling like things are out of balance, over something that's been lost, an inheritance or something owed to you that's been lost, feeling worried about something with legal, feeling concerned about this in some way. There could have been some worry about that lack of truth or authenticity in your life, okay? That also feels with the death energy here. Again, it's transforming. So this is the other side of why the justice that appeared in our first pull mattered, because it's like where you've been before is not experiencing that balance and that justice. Nice. There is going to be success emotionally walking away. All right. And it's going to come through communication. So if you want success emotionally moving on, empowering yourself, walking away, the stuff we talked about before, communication is going to be the key for you. Period. Changes, upgrades, could be changes with an animal. Going somewhere. You're going somewhere. I hear that too. All right, you guys. So that's what I see for you. Yeah, breakthroughs with communication are significant. Could have some fire sign energy around you as well in January. All right. Oh, the World. I love it. Remember, your perspective in life also dictates how you perceive these energies. I feel like the perspective that this deck carries with it, it's the same story, different focuses, points, different feelings about it. You know, for example, the World, it can be like a celebratory move forwards, but it can also look like death, which is the focus on what's being cut off. But it's the same because we're going somewhere. There's an ending, but one, it feels more like a focus on where we're going to. The other feels more a focus on what we're letting go of. And there's always a reason for your perspective. All right, we're going to leave it there. Much love to you always. Thank you for being here always. Please take care of yourselves. Mwah. We'll see you soon.